It's time to get mad. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network. I am Ryan Hartson. It's time for a little Monday Night Madness. The Washington Redskins at the Dallas Cowboys from Cowboys Stadium in Fort Worth. Rex Grossman versus Tony Romo. Who would have thought it'd be a matchup of the two best teams in the NFC East? Definitely didn't see that coming. Actually, the Redskins, they had easy games early, so anyway. It's time for the 5 big questions that I will answer. I ask them and I also answer them because I don't have somebody here to ask me the questions. I gotta hire somebody. I talked about this on Saturday. I gotta hire somebody to count for me. I gotta hire somebody to produce my show. I gotta hire somebody to write stuff for me and ask me questions. I don't have a staff. Seriously, I'm alone. I'm in a room by myself. My mom is upstairs. I am just the most pathetic radio host in the country. By a mile. This is pathetic. Anyway, Redskins-Cowboys, the 5 big questions. This shouldn't take too long. And then at the end, of course, I will pick the football game because I've been right on all 3 of my Monday night picks. I picked the Patriots, which I was right. Picked the Raiders, which I was right. Last week I picked the Giants, which I was right, so you got to watch out. I'm hot. I am off to a hot streak. All my picks, really. Last week I was terrible. I was only a couple games over 500 picking games over the weekend. But the last couple weeks I've only gotten 3 games wrong, first 2 weeks of the season. So I'm doing okay with picking these games. So you might want to pay attention. I'm doing a good job with it. I'm pretty excited. I'm off to a nice start. I'm not 3-0. I'm closer to 2-1. I'm a good New York Giants team. So, anyway, let's break down the 5 questions, starting with number 1. Can Rex Grossman play mistake-free football on the road? Now, they've played 2 games at home. He's been good. He hasn't been great. I am impressed. Rex looks good. He looks good. Now, they're playing average football teams. Who they play? A banged-up Giants team who might be a little more impressive than previously expected. But with all those injuries, you just have no idea. And then you play an Arizona Cardinals team who is beyond mediocre. They lose in Seattle. Pathetic. One of the picks that screwed me. So I'm just not feeling that. And so, now they go on the road in Dallas Monday night. Tony Romo. How are they going to do with that? I don't think he's going to do well. Usually when you expect something from Rex Grossman, that's when he starts throwing 4 picks and fumbling twice. And I would expect some of that here. I think bad Rexy more than good Rexy. I talked about last couple weeks, bad Mark Sanchez. I'm going to start calling him Marky Mark. I should have mentioned that in the last segment. Good Rexy, bad Rexy. You're going to see a lot of bad Rexy, I think, tonight. Just because when we expect something from him, it's he just can't do it. I don't know what it is. So, we might see a little John Beck tonight. I don't know. Moving on, question number 2. Is Tony Romo's rib injury going to affect his play? It has to. Have you ever had a rib injury? Personally, I haven't. The only, serious, super serious injuries I've had are, I dislocated my shoulder quite a bit, which is why I had surgery, and I was the one-armed radio host last year. I don't know if we filmed any of those, but I did a lot of Jam FPSP where I was in a sling, so I was the one-armed radio host. It was awesome. And I've also pulled my groin a few times. Those injuries hurt. The shoulder isn't. You'd be surprised how non-debilitating it is. You can live with only one shoulder. That sounds stupid. You can move around quite a bit with a bum shoulder. Groin, I could walk, but I couldn't do a lot of the things I was trying to do. So that's annoying. Ribs, ribs, that has to hurt when you breathe and when you cough and when you talk. He was trying to talk to the media and then he was wincing, in pain. And punctured lung on top of that. Remember, the theme from last week. Punctured lungs are bad. That is what we were supposed to learn last week. Hopefully we got that message when we did this segment last week. Punctured lungs are bad. So how's Romo going to do with this? I don't know. I don't expect much from him. I don't expect much from him. I don't think he's going to play quite as well as a normal Tony Romo performance. I think he's going to do a good job, though. He'll play all right, 200 yards, couple touchdowns, might throw a pick. Not going to be the same sharp Tony Romo, though, because the rib injuries. All right, last week you learned punctured lungs are bad. This week, rib injuries suck. That's what I want everyone to learn this week. Last week was punctured lungs are bad, and we all did okay with that. This week, I want us to learn rib injuries suck. Okay, one more time. Repeat after me. Rib injuries suck. Rib injuries suck. Okay, so I don't think it's going to affect his play. It has to. It has to affect his play. So you're not going to see the same Tony Romo tonight. Question number 3: how will the Redskins' shaky secondary hold up against Dez Bryant and Miles Austin? I don't know. You got D'Angelo Hall and not much else back there. So the linebackers are okay. They got a solid pass rush in Washington. But, the secondary is iffy. So how are they going to do against that secondary? I don't think they're going to do well. How's the secondary going to do against Dez Bryant and Miles Austin? I don't think they're going to do well. Dez Bryant is a beast. Miles Austin is really, really good receiver. So they keep making some plays, and the Cowboys just have more plays in them than the Redskins do. I think that's just what it comes down to. Like, the Cowboys are just better than the Redskins are. And the receiver, they are really going to take advantage of these receivers' matchups tonight. So we can watch out for that. Question number 4, can Felix Jones give the Cowboys some balance? If they ever needed balance with Tony Romo, it's tonight. Because with those rib injuries, he's looking to hand the ball off a little bit more than he throws it. They have to have balance tonight, more so than any other game. You have to have balance tonight so Romo doesn't have to do it all for you because he's hurt. So you have to protect his injury by running the football. Felix Jones has to be a huge part of the game plan. Felix Jones running the ball between the tackles has to be a huge part of the game plan. Can he do it? I mean, he's had some good games. He's had some games. So I think Felix Jones definitely capable. You're lucky it's the Redskins. So I think they can handle it. I think Felix Jones will be able to handle it. And Romo, just make the plays that you have to. And I think that's the game plan tonight. Run the ball a little more than you throw it to protect Romo. Number 5, last but not least, is the Cowboys secondary a vulnerability down the stretch? So this isn't a right now problem. Like, the Cowboys, they're going to do all right. I mean, it's Santana Moss and company. I mean, it's not that big a deal. The receiving core not that impressive in Washington, so they're going to do all right tonight. But down the stretch, you got Deshaun Jackson and Victor Cruz. No, but you got Deshaun Jackson in your division, Greg Jennings in your conference. Now, you're not playing them this year unless you play them in the playoffs. The secondary, they are going to have problems. Are they going to be able to get to the quarterback, make those plays down the stretch? Secondary is a problem. It will prevent them from winning games. The secondary will prevent the Cowboys from winning football games. That's what's going to happen because they didn't really get that Nnamdi Asomugha who they wanted, so now they're in all kinds of trouble. So the secondary is going to be an issue all year, not a doubt. Not so much an issue short term, meaning tonight. There you go. Last but not least, let's pick the game. Redskins-Cowboys. It's in Dallas. Sexy Rexy on the road against Tony Romo. A banged-up Tony Romo. I'm going to take the Cowboys tonight in a close one. This game is going to be really close. I think because the Cowboys won't be able to run and hide anywhere due to Romo's injury. But I think Romo can make more plays than Rex Grossman can, so I will take the Cowboys tonight in a close one to win Monday Night Football. So there you go. Your Week 3 Monday Night Madness right here on the BWC Network. Good stuff today. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully breaking down that game. Also, with your updated NFL Power Rankings, I give you my top 10 teams in the National Football League. Until then, I'm Ryan Hartson. It's the BWC Network.